That your, fullback smash, which gets you, 2 yards down the line. You gotta have all the plays in the playbook. And it's all about timing. One thing with the less experienced reps that I found out, they like working on the big ones. The only trouble is, June comes along, they haven't closed the big one yet. And they're saying it's coming, but when it comes in August, they only got 4 months of sales left going into the year. You really, again, it's your playbook, it's your opportunity hopper, and I'll contend that, in your business plan, we have the section, opportunities I'm gonna close in the next 90 days, that's there for a reason. That should dictate your time and territory management for the quarter. Now, that doesn't mean those are the only ops you're calling on, but that's got to drive the bulk of your activity, because you got some keeping going on over here. Usually there's a little finding going on, but you got to sit there and you got to win. But at the same time, there's ops in there that you got to bring along. You got to go schedule the demo. You got to get some samples in. So it's not all about those 15 ops. And I'll kind of go back to the activities now. Activities are your video. That's exactly what it is. They're your video. Activities and pipeline management allow you and your manager to sit down and have a true coaching experience that's going to help you be better. It's not about underperformance. It's not about big brothers watching. It's about, how do I improve? How do we survive? How do we succeed? Mary's got a great viewpoint on this. When she looks at IMTV, she always goes, we want to be an accretive organization. And she forced me to go into the thesaurus and find another word, because I didn't know what the opposite of accretive was. I'll use it in a minute.
What does that mean? What kind of organization?
Accretive, that means, when Chris Holmes has his list of how the divisions are performing in the organizations. And let's say Chris's Holmes' average forecast for his big B is 6%. You got those above 6%, and you got those below 6%.
Yeah.
These are the accretive ones. These are decremental.
Oh.
Nicely done.
Now I'll tell you why that's important. Because when it comes time to adding resources, or cutting resources, which ones do you think get them, and which ones do you think give them? So what's in it for me? It's, geez, I can make some big money this year. I'm setting myself up for the promotion I want, and I'm actually investing in my long-term job security. And frankly, 10 years ago, we probably laughed at that kind of statement. But we all know what's happened in the last 5 years. And you can open up USA Today. There's a couple of companies in there laying off a couple thousand people. It hasn't stopped. And fortunately, very fortunately, when McConnell threw his data up there to the ASD guys, there's a bunch of pocket markets where the IPI is frankly anywhere from 5.5% to 7%, even in this economy. Aerospace happens to be one, which is big out here. So we can do it. I'm fully confident that 9.2% is attainable. We've got AP going for us, I think, which is a big thing. I will contend, because I really believe this. If all of us set aspirational goals for ourselves, and if all of us would embrace that tool, not because we're telling you to, but for what it can do for you professionally, we can blow up at 9.2%. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And I look at some things, I don't think the IMC has been known as being a trailblazer of technology within 3M. That's changed in the last 2 years. 5 years ago, we weren't, look how long it took us to get Blackberries. You know, in a very short period of time, we're obsoleting BlackBerries and we're going to smartphones. In a very short period of time, you will all have iPads. Believe me, there is not an opportunity where Cliff, Mary, and I kind of don't chat like Roman and Dave Drennan about everybody not having iPads. We're working on it. We'll get there. And if we don't get there, we'll get there by the end of third quarter this next year. But everyone's going to have an iPad in their hands. And it's tools to make you more efficient, more productive. Now, but it takes a personal commitment from you to learn a tool, to take advantage of it. And like I said, we're trailblazing right now. We're learning on the fly. You know, and frankly, I don't think we know enough even to put our own little training program together on this. But we'll get there. And when we got enough basics, you know, don't be surprised if we'll be training ourselves. You know, don't be surprised someday at a national sales meeting, Bill Flynn may be leading a little group on iPad training, and Katie Kamnitz is going to be over here with another group, and Gillis is going to be here with someone else, and Becker's going to be in another room. We'll train ourselves on it, and we'll get it going. You know, but again, it's a tool to make us more effective in front of the customer and more productive. And kind of going back to this whole CSR thing, which we are going to be rolling out in 2012. Different quarters, going to be different zones incorporated in this because Patty's got to add more people into this, and that's budgeted out throughout the year. But by fourth quarter next year, all of you are going to have an opportunity, and you're going to have someone assigned to you that can do most of your administrative tasks for you. Now, Patty tells a funny story because some of you probably know Harold Saul. I mean, Harold Saul is like the epitome of an S5. And even to this day, he's one of the most organized guys you could ask for. Patty's out working with in Jonesy's zone because they're part of this test. So they go make the first call, and Harold comes out, and Harold gets in the car, and he grabs his PC, and he turns it on, and he's waiting for it, and all that stuff, and he starts typing, and Patty goes, Harold, what are you doing? He goes, well, I gotta get samples here, I gotta do this, I gotta take some notes, so I remember and all that tonight, all that, and she goes, Harold, why don't you just call the 800 number, and, you know, tell your CSR you're gonna sign to do this, this kind of stuff. So they made a pact that after every call, they get in Harold's car, and Patty would call up a number, and Harold would tell her what he needs, and she'd tell the CSR. And as they're going through the day, Harold's getting email confirmations on his BlackBerry that the samples have been ordered, this email went out, this has been done, that's been done, and all that stuff's been done. Now, I am convinced, and it's not rocket science, the more face time you spend in front of end users, the more we're going to sell, and the more we're going to win. You know, and I can't give up on this one more call a week thing because I'm stubborn and pig-headed. But I look at it this way, if I get one more call a week out of everyone in the West, someone take a guess at how many sales calls that is in 1 year. 1,000. 1,000.
2,500.
Over 7,200 calls.
Wait.
Holy crap.
And if I can get you to close on 20% of those, we can really move this needle. You know, and I don't need to go look any farther to find human nature than myself in the mirror. I mean, my mom told me for 18 years I was lazy. I know that. You know, so if I can look at it, and I look around, you know, we're all creatures of habit. We are. First of all, we all gravitate like water does, you know, at that equilibrium level. We take the path of least resistance. The majority of us do. Why? Because you live a lot longer, and it's easier. So if we do that, the second thing is, I don't know why, but we are creatures of habit. We fall in a routine, we like a routine, we feel secure in a routine, we do it. And there's nothing wrong with a routine. You know, but the only problem is that the routines of the last 10 years aren't going to win and be the winning routines in the next 10 years. So we all got to get some new routines. You know, we gotta blast ourselves out of these chairs. You know, we gotta dream a little bit, we gotta think aspirational, not incremental, and make a move. I can't make you do it. I can give you the tools, I can try to lead you. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. It's about being the gold standard. It's about personally winning, being the best sales professional you can be. And the pride and recognition that comes along about it. And it's about kicking some competitive ass out in the marketplace.
Yeah.
You know, which leads to, frankly, what I care about, long-term job security. You know, because at the end of the day, it's still a great company to work for. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there, who'd love to have our jobs. So, how are we gonna keep them? So I think I covered just about everything. Now I wanna throw a few more things in here, because we talk about the pipeline management and all this kind of stuff. I just wanna reinforce some of the things that Scott and Bob talked about. You know, we got the TSRs, we got the LSRs, we got the D3 leads going in there. You know, please make sure you follow up on those. And around those things, can they ask you, those of you who want to, you know, if you can measure your activities on this, it's important for us. You know, because I'd like to see what the productivity is out of this thing. Cold calling is expensive. It's about $275 for you to make a call. So you go in your CAT tool, you know, and you get on the phone and you call up 15 people, or you get in, you plug them in your GPS, and off you go. And by the way, I just thought of this brilliant thing last night or the other day. Your GPS is gonna be obsolete. It already is, because your Evo phone has taken over your GPS. Another thing you can get out of there, throw it away. But anyway, and what do? You know, your success rate is 20%, maybe. That's a lot of expense for qualified leads. I'm hoping if we can take that hit rate from 20% up to 40% with D3, we've just made significant strides. Really made significant strides. We'll get those hoppers full of real opportunities that we can work on. Now, what's the easiest way for me to go to Mary, and Mary to go to Chris Holmes and Drennan and Roman and say, geez, I need 15 more sales reps? When we can actually take your hoppers to them and show them, all of our reps are running at 200% growth time. We got all these opportunities. These are real opportunities. They've been in them, they've talked to the customer, they're 10%ers, we've got a product, you know, some kind of app to find or whatever. You know, we could be growing another 5%. I need more people. That's how we're gonna get more people. Now, because the other part of that is, if you're sitting in Chris Holmes' shoes and you're scratching your head, he's going, geez, the IMC in 2010, 2009, we took 100 people out. Let's see, 2010 double-digit growth, CFM, ITE, ASD, 100 few people. Geez, 2011 came along, well, let's see what happened. Double-digit growth, ITE, ASD, CFM, we didn't add any people. Geez, Mark and Mary and Cliff are coming to town, they need 25 people. He's going, why did I give them 25 people? 2 years in a row they did, and who says they can't do it the third year? I mean, we need some ammo, we need some data, we need some good reason to go in there and show them, hey, we got real live opportunities here, and if we had more people, we could be closing them. So, anyhow, you guys are all winners. We've had great 2 years here. You know, let's go for the trifecta, the hat trick. Let's go for year number 3. It's not going to be as easy as last year. We're going to have to change it up. It's not about working harder. There's no doubt in my mind that every one of you work very hard. It's about working smarter. It's about being more productive. You know, so take a positive attitude, take advantage of the tools and the resources around you, and, you know, let's go out and get it. You know, turn it over to Andy.
All right.